Hello guys, take a look at your screen. Are you interested in the fully funded Master's Scholarship in Canada, covering everything as you can see here? Personal expenses, books, you also get your housing, your residence covered, you get food allowance, you get a laptop, you get winter clothing. So it covers everything through and through, of course, including your tuition and university fees. So this is what we're going to be looking at today, the Mastercard scholarship at the University of British Columbia in Canada. And I must say that this is just for African applicants. I know I have a number of subscribers here outside the African continent, so this one unfortunately is not for you. However, we have many more scholarships open to everyone around the world on the channel. So check around, I'm sure you find something that is in your area of interest with your country eligibility. So this one is just for African applicants. So you're welcome to my channel. It is Victor once again. Another day, another scholarship. If you're joining us for the first time, you're welcome. But where have you been? There are lots of videos already on this channel from fully funded scholarships from around the world. So look around. I'm sure you'll find something that catches your interest. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. Thanks for your constant support. And I hope you get a scholarship sooner than later. So let's dig into the scholarship of the day. As I said, fully funded. You can see there. This is like the letter of someone who got it last year. One good thing about this channel is that we do not just talk about scholarships, but we have people who have won scholarships on this channel. So every year would kind of recycle their award letters to show you that it is actually possible. This might just be you next year. So look at it, beautiful opportunity. Apart from your tuition and every other university cost, personal expenses are also covered. Like you can see books, you can see personal expenses like for toiletries and every other thing that you need, pocket money, black tax, and the rest of them. Then you get these ones as well. These things we talked about in the intro. So, how do you apply? What are the eligible courses? What is the application procedure? That's what we'll be talking about today. Interestingly, this is not the first video I'm doing on this scholarship. I do videos on this particular scholarship every year because it's like an annual thing. For this year, the questions have changed slightly. That's the essay questions you're going to write to be considered for this scholarship. So, I've opened the admission form already, and this is the essay question section. So do not worry, I will show you how to attempt some of these essays. I think there are about 5 of them or 6 of them. I also have like bullet points to help you think through the responses to these questions. So it's a full package for you essentially. So it is open, Mastercard scholarship, UBC, University of British Columbia. So let's look at the applications requirement quickly. So you have completed your bachelor's degree. You do not have a master's already. You are 35 years or younger, a citizen from an African country, and you're applying for one of the eligible master's programs. So not all master's programs at UBC are eligible. There are just a number of them, and the list is right there. So this is the program. They said only these programs are funded. There are 3 major categories. You have land and food systems. These are the 3 programs under that. You have forestry. These are like 4 programs there. And then you have data science. So these are the programs that are available. And if any of them catches your interest, if you have the right background, I think you should take a look at the different pages and see, like international forestry, for instance. So let's assume I like that one. I would click on this link and check, of course, what the course is all about. Um, the skills I intend to learn and things like that. So do your own work, dig in and see, and get basic information about the courses you're interested in. However, do not apply yet. This is very important. If you've seen the course you're looking for, good. Read through, see the courses and the skills you intend to learn, the faculty, what they look like, and everything. But do not apply. Just make yourself update yourself about the information about the course. And then you need to apply for the scholarship first, and then you're invited. So if you pass the scholarship stage, then you're invited to actually go and apply for the course. So do not apply for the course yet. Deal with the scholarship first, and then if you're shortlisted, then you're invited to apply for the course. So that's it there. And the selection process. Let's go there. So one of these, and then the instruction is also there. And if your previous study wasn't taught in the English language, you might need to write one of these exams. But if you've already done your undergrad studies and it's in the English language, do not worry about writing this TOEFL or the IELTS. You can always check and see if you need to write them or not. So this is the English language requirement at this university. You have to meet it to be eligible. As I said, you can always claim, oh, I did my undergrad in English already. I don't think I need to write any of these exams. And I hope that is clear. So let's return to the page. So there is an application form. I've opened a copy already and I was looking through it already with typing tips and tricks for you. And the deadline is 31st of October. So look at what they're looking for: academic merit, of course, track record of leadership, and quality application, potential for development, applicants who have faced significant barriers. Okay. And then to complete, this is the process: complete the Mastercard scholarship form, submit personal statement essays. So make sure you submit those essays, then submit your CV, provide two references, your transcript. So I think you have to do that first. I know you have to do that first. That's apply for the scholarship first. And then when you're done with that, you can now proceed to apply for the course you're interested in. So once your Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program application is complete, eligible applicants will receive an email with instructions to submit an online application to UBC. So very clear. Deal with the scholarship first. If your scholarship is complete and they think you're eligible, they think you're qualified, they invite you to apply to UBC, to apply for that master's course. So do not apply yet. This is very important. Some people made that mistake last year, so I'm trying to avoid a repetition of that. So let's apply. So I've clicked on the apply button. There are actually two buttons here or here. It doesn't matter which one you click on. So this is what the application looks like. As I said, I just skipped through to the essay part. In the initial part, you have to fill in boxes about your previous qualification, your family income, your address, phone number, email addresses, and things like that. So those are like basic information about you that they're trying to collect. And I think this is where you actually make or break the application. Of course, those basic information are also very important, but this is like where they see you in action, where you write the essays and answer those questions. So as I said, I've opened this already. This is the application form and particularly or precisely where you write your essays. So I'll just talk you through quickly the major essay questions and how to approach them. So the first one is about reflecting on your life so far. They're asking you to tell them about how you made the criteria for this scholarship. They're also asking you to mention barriers if you've encountered any barriers to education, for instance, and financial struggles when you're trying to apply for your undergrad studies, your previous studies, or that you have to do like a part-time job to be able to support yourself, or if you have like caring responsibilities, like your parents are retired and you have to school and work at the same time, things that would have distorted your experience as a student previously. So they want you to show like a bit of a struggle that you've struggled for a while, and but in spite of that struggle, you came up triumphant. They like this victory story. Do not just say how you suffered, but say how you crossed the hurdle, how you navigated the troubled waters and came out successfully. And there's also something else about um, if you identify with any of these characteristics, please reflect this in your answer with as much detail as you're comfortable to share. And the word count is just 200 and 300. So just go straight to the point, given your particular experiences and the struggles you faced in the past. So first they said your eligibility. So remind them that you have your bachelor's already in hand. You have work experience, and you are within the age range. They said not more than 35. So that is already very important. And then the country eligibility as well. You're from the African continent. Then you go to the next part of the question about financial need or struggles. So mention how you like struggled during your undergrad, that even though you were a very bright student, that you had financial problems buying textbooks, or that you have to like do part-time jobs and struggle between working and studying at the same time. But with all these struggles, you came out triumphant. It's very important to put in that triumphant part, because it's not just want to say that you're suffering, but show them that at the end of the suffering, you were able to come out with flying colors. I think that's important. So financial struggles, how probably you had to get a loan, an uncle has to sponsor you, those kinds of stories. Could also mention that you're a first generation student. First generation means your parents did not go to the university. So they are like among the first in your family going to the university. That comes with a lot of struggle, because you need, for those whose parents have attended the university, they know the struggle. And they could even assist you with like your assignments, you know, like with mentorship and mentoring and things like that. But if you don't have parents who went to the university, yes, they might be very supportive, but there's often something lacking, if you understand what I mean, in that regard. So say you're a first gen, your parents tried for you, but there was this gap, knowledge gap most times. They want to help you as much as they can, but they didn't have that opportunity to go to the university. So you have to like break that barrier by working double to make sure you're able to break that jinx. You can also mention that you have a disability. That's if you do not lie, please. So disability, whether physical or mental. So probably you either visually impaired or something about mobility. You could mention that as well and how that has affected your life. But in spite of these difficulties, you came out with flying colors, you graduated, you had your degree. I think you should add that bit to it, because it gives it like a very nice conclusion. So that's very important. So it's just 200 and 300 words. So go straight to the point. Clear um, language as well. Then the next one is about your leadership experiences, community building experiences. And then is the second question. Always be very careful when you read these question prompts. They're usually probably two or three questions jammed into one. The first is about your leadership experience, but look at the second. If you were selected to the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program, what qualities would you bring to our community? So the first part is about your commitment to community building, your leadership experience, your talents, um, community volunteer roles, and things like that. But the second part is asking, what qualities do you bring? A number of people might answer the first one and forget the second part. So read the entirety of the question and answer every prompt in the question. As usual, 200 to 300 words. So what do you do here? I'm using the STAR method, or should I call it the STAR L method? So the STAR method is just it's called this. Let's go back there. Let's make it bigger as well to make it more visible. Situation, task, action, result, and then lesson. So for situation, very simple. Where and when did it occur? So now you're describing your leadership experience. So give is just 200 to 300 words. So probably just want to give one solid experience. If you still have like word count, probably can give two, but I'll suggest to give one solid experience in detail. So where, which country, which city, which local government, be very specific. Because the more specific you become, the more unique your story becomes. But if you give a very general experience, then you lack your uniqueness. So where, when it occurred. Then the tax. What was the problem you're trying to solve? And who were those affected? So connect this problem to local, national, and global issues. You might say you're sovereign. The problem was about what they call it, forest deforestation. So the felling of trees, the indiscriminate felling of trees, and you're from a very agrarian community where um, the forest is a big part of the community. But then you have these people coming to exploit the resources of the forest illegally. So that's the problem. So what do you do about it? So here you can mention that you did sensitization campaign, or you wrote a letter to the local government chairman, or you wrote a petition to the police, or you suggested ways um, to avoid indiscriminate use of forest resources. So something like that. So show Here it's actually what was the problem was before you go into the action. I'm going a little bit faster than myself here. But what was the problem? What who are those affected? You can mention the communities affected, that the indiscriminate use of forest resources that led to more erosion, because this forest or these trees help to prevent erosion. But now that these trees are no longer there or very little remaining, erosion is not very rampant. So something like that. And of course, connected to local, national, and global issues. So there's a global fight against deforestation. It's not just a local problem. So, but now you localizing it, but you realize that the fight is even bigger. So you tend to connect. You want to connect your local struggle to a more national and global struggle for healthier forest, for to tackle climate change and related issues. So it's a local problem, but you can magnify it and show that this is actually a very big problem. Some other communities are fighting against this problem as well, and it's a global problem as well. Global forests are in crisis. Then action, what did you do? I mentioned a bit of this already. Like you wrote petition, you joined a volunteer group for planting um, forest trees. Or you also suggested alternative ways of fuel apart from firewood. Things like that that you did. That you joined the volunteer society, you planted 200 trees, you joined in a sensitization program to teach people about why the forest is necessary for the livelihood for the planet. And do not hide under group projects. So it's good you can say that you joined the group, but make sure you isolate what you did on your own as opposed to what the group did. For instance, if you joined a group of volunteers, you can mention the name of the group as well and say the particular task you were assigned to and exactly what you did in that particular task. So what were the results, the outcomes? So they always like that you have impact. So you can say, oh, after like a year or two, reduce the number of those exploiting forest resources or more trees. Now we have like 200, 300 trees more than when the problem started. So give a bit of numbers to show there's an improvement. Then finally, the lesson, what did you learn? You can say you learned things about cooperation, that you learned to work with people, you learned lesson about resilience, but in spite of difficulties, you persevered and was able to achieve what you were looking for. But remember, the second part of the question is about what qualities are you bringing to the community. You can see, like networking, you're very good at networking with other scholars, other faculties of the school, and this is what you intend to bring to this Mastercard community. A team player to undertake joint projects for those with like minds, both academic and non academic work. So you can join like sports community, chess clubs, for the academic work, you can join like joint academic projects, reading groups, and the rest of them. So these are the characteristics you bring in: networking, a good team player, and any other thing that applies to you, of course. So let's go to the next one, and it's about how would being a Mastercard Foundation scholar at UBC support your development personally and professionally. So for this one, mention exactly what you intend to gain for this scholarship. So you can mention that you're a young professional in need of further support, that you want to amplify your contribution to your field, you want to contribute more to the field of forestry, data science, and the rest of them. And this will help your career advancement. So you need like a degree, an additional qualification for a better job, for a managerial job to start your own startup or something. But you cannot afford a master's degree, you have limited income. And that is where the Mastercard Foundation will come in, provide you with funding, leadership experience, and networking experience. So now you're very specific about how they will help you. So this is what you have this is your achievement, this is other things you want to achieve in future, and then the Mastercard will be like the stepping stone towards what you intend to achieve. By providing you funding to undertake your masters at this prestigious university, the leadership experience, the exposure it will give you to other scholars, the faculty, the networking experience will also amplify your personal and professional goals. And it's a good thing to mention your professional goals, whether you want a managerial position or you want to do something about your own startup or continue in academia and research. So what else? So now you're going to mention particularly about your field. Can you share examples of activities in your field? That's whether it's data sciences, forestry, or the other fields, food technology, or the other fields we've seen in the past. So say what you did in your field particularly. For instance, let's say data science. And I say, oh, I compiled the data science this should be off or on infant mortality in my country to see how many children die below the age of 3 and see how to mitigate that. Or how you taught free coding classes to secondary students, or publish papers, policy briefs on data security. Make sure that anything you mention here is connected to the course you're interested in. So they want your particular effort, meaningful impact in your field. And that's why I use data science, for example. Any point you mention here should be used in relation to the field you're applying to. So make sure you write in full sentences. Do not write in bullet points, by the way. Bullet points are just there to guide you. Now, finally, they said any other thing that you wish to talk to them about. I think this is a very good opportunity to write other information you think you want to provide to them that you've not said already in the previous questions. Like just show them how driven you are, what you've achieved. So list your achievements, the prizes you've won, and every other thing. Then your contribution, what do you think your contribution will be to your home country, to your community? So you can always reiterate the problem that you intend to solve and how this degree will equip you with the skills you need to address those problems in your home community, in your home country. So here you can say other things you want because they're like, oh, just tell us more about you. What else do you want us to know about you? So that is it for this one. And I think that is it. You might get other questions, but these are the major essay questions, and I hope I've been able to help. And by the way, there are other essay videos on this channel. So just go to the home page. They might also help you answer this question. So go to the home page because most scholarships ask similar questions. So go to the home page, scroll down a little bit more, and let's see. Yeah, scholarship essay tips. So you can read any of these ones. They will also help you. So this was the last video I did. No, not the last. The first video I actually did on the scholarship. So UBC, that was 2 years or 3 years ago. You can go through that one as well. The questions are a little bit different, but still very similar. So you can watch that as well, and it will help you writing. So I hope this was useful, guys. Fully funded master's scholarship in Canada covers everything, as you can see here: personal expenses, books, housing, food, laptop, winter clothing, and of course your tuition and expenses. It also covers, by the way, travel. Travel is also covered, so you don't have to worry about anything. So when you get the scholarship, you do not have to lift a financial muscle because everything will be covered through and through. And that is it, guys. I hope this was useful. If you've not subscribed already, you're missing out because many more scholarships like this are coming your way. And by the way, the Mastercard scholarship at what's the name of the other university? McGill will be open soon, so I'll do a video on that as well. It's not yet open for now. I think it opens usually mid or late September. So I'll be doing a video on that as well in case you are interested. And of course, you can apply for both. Apply for Mastercard at British Columbia, apply for Mastercard at McGill University, and hopefully at least one will come through. As usual, we cannot wait to celebrate you. So get to work, and I will see you at the top sooner than later. Bye bye for now. Cheers.